And Coach, let's spin it a little backward before we spin forward. And coming off the exhilarating West Coast swing and the way that it ended, and as tired as you might have been in Detroit, as the head coach, what did you see that went wrong that needs to be fixed versus Orlando?
Well, I think, if we wanted to show a way not to play, that would be it. We're, especially with the way our team, how we're made up, to come in with really a non-defensive mindset, not being crisp, especially in that first quarter offensively where, we took some quick shots. That's not going to be the way for us to have a chance to win. We have, like every team, a certain margin for error in a certain way for how we're going to win. And for us, it's everyone has to take the responsibility to defend because we only have so many points, on our roster. We have 2 All-Stars. That's our X factors, and they have to play at a high level. And then everyone else has to do their part. And when some of those things don't happen, then we're very, very vulnerable.
Speaking of one of your All-Stars, Jay Kidd clearly had an off night. He was held scoreless the other night, just the 9th time in his career. Knowing the competitor that he is, we can expect a rebound today.
Yeah, and, and this may sound odd, I think, Jason, it wasn't his best game, but he wasn't horrible. I think but him only getting 5 shots was kind of representative of the way we were playing at times, and that's not how we're going to play. And, the game got obviously out of hand. When, we get dominated in the paint like we did, it's 30-11 in points in the paint at the end of the first half, in every category possible. So I think as a team, we were very, very disappointed in our performance.
On a positive, Josh Boone, double-digit scoring. Your bench continues to deliver.
Yeah, Josh has done well, and Josh is, as we've told him, is that his consistency and performance and production and effort will put pressure on me as a coach to find him more minutes. And the key is maintaining it on an every possession basis to go as hard as you possibly can go. But I think Josh has shown promise, and as we said when we first drafted him, he, for a young guy, understands what his strengths are and what his weaknesses are, and stays within his area of strength. And then Marcus has continued to play well. So, but as a team, we got to get back to have that same sort of sense of urgency and the understanding of how hard it is to win that we had on the West Coast trip.
Looking forward to today now. An early start, but the Hawks are in town. A scouting report, if you will, on this team.
Well, I think they're a very, very dangerous team. They had a winning month the prior month. They were beset with injuries prior, so that's why they struggled a little bit. They're led by an all-star player, even though he wasn't named an all-star, in Joe Johnson, who's really, really special. And then supported by guys like Josh Smith, who's played at a very, very high level these last 6 games. Tyronn Lue, who was banged up a little bit, has always given us problems. Speedy Claxton is just coming back. So they're a dangerous group if we allow them to get into a comfort zone. And so again, that goes back to our defensive intent and what kind of urgency we're going to have to win this game.
And quickly before I let you go, I got to get it in here. Colts, Bears, who you got?
Well, I usually defer to my spiritual guru in Iron Eagle. Both he and Jim Sbernarko just have insight that few others have. So I'm going to go out on a whim, and I'm going to say the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, we'll see what those guys have to say later. We heard it from the coach. It's Peyton Manning later today.